Greetings. I'm doing some late night ink, a little bit of line work here and there. It's part of a dream sequence. Well, it's mostly a ghost speaking to himself. And so there's this right here as a representation of space, which of course AI would do such a much better job of explaining space than a bunch of spatters of ink on a piece of paper. But the idea here is to use cross-hatching and line work to express abstract things like gravitation. And so we're going to use the Hunt 102 nib. See how well this turns out. It explains how I've gotten on with life because I treat everything as an experiment. Maybe I've thought to take things a bit more seriously. Which is true. But then again, to experiment properly, you have to be in a mindset that is receptive to new things. And sometimes only the most serious of minds can properly experiment. So the interesting thing here is that this character is something of a repetition of other characters. There is a theme when it comes to a certain character, I guess. Maybe it's a latent self-image, or maybe it's someone I grew up with that's stuck in my memory. Maybe it's the person I could have been had things been a little different. And that's an interesting thing to think about, who you could have been if things were a bit different. What would those things be? Your upbringing, the schools you went to, the people you knew, the people you grew up with. Drawing ghosts, it's an interesting thing to find yourself ruminating on the past. Ghost stories, I've brought this up before, but ghost stories. Some ghost stories, the ghost is a pleasant being or a comedic being or a horrific being. And in many ways, that nature of that haunting, of that ghost, would indicate the relationship the writer of that story has with the past. Whether they're haunted in a negative way, where the past weighs on their mind like a monster. Or if their attitude toward the past is, well, it is what it is. We'll move on, onwards and upwards.